Why, welcome everyone! This is you speaking and, hello. And today, we're going to be starting Arlecchino's story quest, which I'm so excited for. I've heard many mixed opinions on it. I've heard people calling it dreadful, awful, and I've heard that this was the best story quest out there. So, I don't know. I'm very intrigued, to say the least. I'm very excited to jump into it and find out more about Arlecchino, probably some lore about Conria, or maybe this quest will set us up for the interlude that's gonna come before Natlan, hopefully. Because what I'm thinking, we got two very slow patches in the middle of 4.x. Serious? So I'm thinking that the next update, which is 4.7, is going to be also huge, with Dane quests, at least an interlude Dane chapter. And 4.8 is going to be the summer event, as usual. So hopefully there aren't going to be any slow patches afterwards. But we're going to have to see.
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Oh, really now? In that case, if I have your and your guys' attention, then let us get straight into it. Yeah, as you can see, I haven't done Navia's and Chiori's, and I haven't edited Risley's and Farina's quests, which are gonna come eventually, at some point. I don't take them into priority, but whenever I have the time and availability to do them, I will. It will probably be around this summer, when the game is gonna slow down a bit before going to Natlan. But we'll see. For now, let's just jump right into it. Focus mode experience. First time trying this out. Okay.
It's been a while since we visited Poisson.
It's been a while.
Maybe we should head over and have a look around.
Poisson. Okay. Huh. I wonder if Navia's quest is gonna kinda interfere, maybe? Not interfere. Oh, hi,
Hey,
Lini.
traveler. Paimon.
Hi. Which I mean, I wonder if anything is gonna be different because I didn't go through Navia's quest. Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
Where are you looking? It's the wrong way.
Over here.
Hi, Lini. Hi. It's been too long.
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into
get
you
it?
two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
And then starting out the quest with faded reunion, really? Straight away?
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson?
Yeah, what you doing?
Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Maybe? I don't think it's that simple.
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Trouble at home. So you're relocating for a moment.
Are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You
And
may have
most of
noticed
them,
Poisson
oh.
seems a bit more crowded than usual.
Not really. I haven't seen.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
For a second, I thought that he was talking about... From the trailer, we knew that Fremine did something and didn't want to drag everyone else into whatever he did. I thought that Lini was trying to cover for Fremine here, and it's just them three hiding from Father. I don't know.
Well...
Confidential stuff, huh?
Of you are so
Oh.
curious. Perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
Please do. Hi. I mean,
You scared Paimon half to death.
hello, Father.
Father, you're here.
You know, on second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
I mean, we're part of the
No
family.
need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
Well, we are a little curious. We still have our reservations about your organization. I think that the reason they decided to stay in Poisson is because they practically helped out Navia and everyone else in Poisson in the moment of crisis. And so, just as she said before, that she would expect something in return. And that looks like something that would be this in return. That they ran into some trouble and asked to stay in Poisson for a bit. And because they helped in this prophecy thing, they now have the opportunity to do so.
I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As
Fair
for
enough.
right now, however,
Fair.
I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the
The
Hearth
trailer
could
says
stand
otherwise.
to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the
Yeah.
issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
Internal
What sort
rumor.
of rumor?
Internal.
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Phantom child, you say? Some sort of ghost story, maybe? I feel like I'm getting chills already. No, we're being serious. We're serious in front of the Father. We have to be on our best behavior. Phantom child. I wanted to say something, but it escaped my mind. Oh well.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
We
A
probably
spirit
know
that
who
should
that
have
is
long
already.
ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all.
But why go
If you're
through all this
curious, or if you
trouble,
still have
though?
some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny,
Why go
I'll
through all
leave
this
you to
trouble
entertain
to
our guests.
Get
I
the
have some
kids
matters to attend
away
to.
of the house.
Of course, Father.
Is it something that they're not supposed to see, or that's strange? And we most likely know who that girl is, which she's probably the pink-haired girl. Well, not pink-haired, but the one that the one that Arlecchino killed in the animated short. I'm blanking on her name. I couldn't help but feel intimidated during that conversation with the knave. Now that she's gone, it feels like I can finally breathe again. She also suggested that we stick around for a few days. But why?
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings.
You have mentioned that before.
You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of
I would
people have been
imagine so.
talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy.
I've been popular already.
If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
I would be glad.
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny... Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Okay, Paimon.
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen.
Hey.
Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Okay. I really wonder if we are going to actually see the House of the Hearth. Where is it located? What's it like inside? Even though we have seen a bit in Arlecchino's demo, we have seen one scene where Lini, Flavina, and Lynette were sitting around the fireplace.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
One small house for all the kids?
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies.
Okay.
With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with! There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not.
Good delivery there.
But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate!
Yeah, free labor.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Okay. Let's see. There are the kids from the house.
Lini! We're finally here! The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
That sounds like... Huh. Wait. That sounds like Tartalia's VA. Griffin.
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
The open mouth, though.
It's the Traveler and Paimon!
Is it?
No way!
Aw.
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Damn. Wait, I can't tell. Is it Griffin or not?
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
That's right.
Of course! Father and Lini have told us so much about you.
Even Father. Oh, that's a great honor.
Father told us about how you helped Lini. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
That does sound like Griffin. I'm not sure though, I'm not gonna confirm that.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that he can move a mountain with his bare hands.
Can I?
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days.
Get a bigger scale. She can eat the entire world in a few seconds.
Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all!
I mean, that's how you present yourself. That's your image now. Mine also a bit of a stretch. Nah. Maybe.
Oh, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you.
Your attention is enough of a gift already.
Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both.
Oh, how sweet. Okay.
Or maybe
that
Shapo
gave
can
me
teach
some-
you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
That thing about medicine and poison gave me a flashback to Baiju's quest.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know.
You're very proud of that.
I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I could still give you some pointers.
That's concerning.
Wait, when you said gifts, I didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
What else did you think? Fish?
But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them? Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
Better watch out, Paimon.
All right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this to the Diona. I wouldn't.
You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really?
We definitely feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I kind of wonder, what kind of games do you play?
Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Okay. So
Well,
when is the
we'll
barbecue
talk to you
dinner?
all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Damn. his his wig just almost fell off.
Bye!
Bye.
Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
It's so cool.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth.
Yeah.
When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of
Oh.
curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family.
Oh. Well, that happens.
Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions.
I
Father has
noticed.
forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one.
She tests them on herself. Okay. Yeah.
Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them.
Yeah, I
They were
understand
just
that.
trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. In such an environment, that's practically the most valuable skills they know, they possess. And to them, these kinds of skills assert their value in some sort of sense. And for them to just, like, present this value onto someone else, it means a lot.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Wait, did we really just... Did we really just do a circle around the place? Weren't we just nearby when we first met? Okay.
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about.
Okay, let me try. Nanteul. Nantul. Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
If I do mispronounce and butcher some of the names, please correct me. I really am curious as to how to properly pronounce these names. I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm just trying my best, to the best of my knowledge. I'm not speaking French at all.
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
Thank you!
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently?
Oh?
I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
That's a lot of thieves.
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting.
Audience interaction is pretty dope.
After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
You treat yourself, girl.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
You could ask for some funds from the father. Maybe.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
Well, they are just older and can appreciate some smaller things in life.
I heard that.
Oh! Oops.
Yeah, Paimon, you should watch your mouth when you're trying to whisper in front of someone.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
The plan?
That's enough, Filial.
Oh.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Okay, I can understand that. But I also get the feeling like she almost spilled the beans about something and Lenny didn't want her to do so.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
I would like to. So it seems like things between the kids aren't wholesome.
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
That really bothered Lenny.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
And it's better not to pry, but we should observe for now.
You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Lenny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
Yeah, he's kind of in his head right now. Can we speak to him?
Looks like there's more trouble in store next month, too. When will it end?
Hey, just focus on the positives. At least our
cats.
time in Poisson has been pretty relaxing. Don't you think?
Yeah, so they're just trying to enjoy life while they can. Because who knows whenever they are going to go to the next mission. And they already know, so...
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
They've certainly got a lot of personality and a
Well,
lot going on.
Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind.
That's good.
Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Let us cook.
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Fremine? What are you doing here?
With the box. Looking at the box.
Well,
Hi, Fremy.
Hey, nice to see you again!
What you doing there?
you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Of course she's distracted by that.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water, and some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
Probably for the person he's trying to hide.
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know, and...
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, Fremy.
Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
Yeah, we shouldn't pry. This is a brother-on-brother business.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes. Just follow me.
You're back!
That,
Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
there she is.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you.
Yep. Yeah, she has a... she has a Luminous bell on her necklace. For a necklace. Oh! What are you doing here? As a child?
You can call me Clairvy.
Clary!
Clairvy?
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Clary. I hope you brought some cake.
Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
Luminous bells? Lenny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in.
She is probably that ghost that Arle was talking about, but what? How? What is this? We've seen our fair share of ghosts in Genshin before, but she doesn't look like one.
She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
Why, though?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
Why?
For how long?
About half a month now.
Huh?
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
What?
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished. You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that.
Okay, what's the reason?
Linny, don't you remember last year? Chaplot nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him.
So wait, let me get this straight. He thinks that this phantom child is a real kid that's been lost. He thinks that Father wants to find this child, to invite her to be a part of the house and be one of their own. But Fremi, knowing what kind of life the kids from House of the Hearth are leading, doesn't want this child to experience the same thing. Is this what he's getting at? If so, Fremi, well, he doesn't know who this child is, so nobody does, except us, the viewers.
That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices.
Wait.
It's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
She's talking to someone.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility.
Okay, so no, he thinks she's a spirit.
If Clairvy were our enemy, It wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family.
Okay, but why do you suspect that Father thinks of her as the enemy?
I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
Okay, something that I don't understand, but it's clearly shown that Fremine knows if he's gonna show this child to Arlecchino, she's gonna deal with the child. She's gonna deal with him. He's sure that she's not going to be safe. Which means this is probably not the first time this happened.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
We will look out for Clairvy for now.
Those two sure care a lot about each other.
They sure do, they sure do.
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off.
Yeah, that's scary.
No way! They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, 'cause I also have a friend like that.
You sure do, you sure do.
I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
That's she's talking about the old house.
I'm sorry, Linny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Oh really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I for one wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated between Linny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check on them. Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Oh, lasagna. Yeah, Nivolet sure is upset.
Harry? Looks like she's not here either.
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please.
She really is a ghost, huh? She
It's time to leave.
she called for Fierier. Arlecchino's real name.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or...
That's all part of the healing process.
Oh, wait a minute, Fremine, you're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
That's why we shouldn't have... Okay.
Everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
Yeah, we're basically like family already.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
But sometimes having guests around can come in handy. I'm starting to think that Arlecchino actually knows what Fremine did. She knows about Clairvy being here and him hiding Clairvy. She probably knows that there is going to be this dispute between them, and that's also why she asked us to stay here for a couple of days. To see what's up. To get involved. I'm not sure why, but I think that's her intent. That's what she wants.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
I think it'll be better if we stick around.
I... just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
And the thing is, I'm saying like, oh, we're practically like family, but that's just not true at all. We don't have the same, even close to the same level of bond that they have with one another. But we've helped each other before, and we've had emotional connections with one another. And we do have trust in each other. So whenever they are in a difficult position, it's only natural for us to extend our help. Sometimes families don't need outside help, and it's all better for everything to stay in family, right? Some families just have that rule that they don't break, to not share whatever is going on in the family. It stays in the family, right? But that doesn't mean that some families shouldn't ask for the outside help. For this reason, there are family therapists, right? And I feel like this family is going to need one.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down.
I think you're already too late.
That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
But you did it alone?
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared.
Yeah.
She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
That's interesting. She wasn't bound to the actual physical house. She was bound to the children of the house. And when the children moved to Poisson, she did too.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
I think we heard this from Hu Tao's quest.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
I'm not sure because I saw Lynette in the trailer, so I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out for you, champ.
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
That was a little earlier than 3, but okay.
I swear.
Oh! You thought... The slow turn! I'm dying. I'm dead.
Whoa!
The slow turn of the head.
Lynette!
But
You scared me.
what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
The deadpan look.
And, when exactly did you get here?
They're so dumb.
You're an idiot, brother.
Yes, he is.
And you too, Fremine.
Yes, they are.
You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
I'm not involved in this, okay?
Wait, what did we do?
Okay.
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out you were just hiding her.
That was such a funny moment. I love that.
I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in.
Family sticks together. You know that, Lenny. By now.
If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
Tricky.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette.
That's the point.
Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move.
I still can't get over the slow, the turn of the head. I can't even describe that. Oh, that's so funny.
There's no time to lose. Let's go.
So what's the game plan? Are you enjoying your lasagna?
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys.
You're welcome. But she hasn't eaten anything. Shut up.
She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
What did I say? I just made the exact same joke. Paimon? Why do I know you so well by now? Well, she's a spirit. She can actually eat.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all.
I've seen her disappear, so she's clearly a ghost.
Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, She really is eating those things.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I doubt.
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
From what she was talking about, she's obviously perceiving the current situation as it was back in her days. She is convinced that everyone in the house is going to die due to the battle royale, which is clearly not going to happen again.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
She's a cutie, isn't she?
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody?
Maybe not? I wonder what was it like in the old days.
The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
Fair enough.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be.
Then again, there it is again. She is saying they aren't as nice as they look. Meaning that they were presenting themselves as nice, but hiding all the secrets behind the mask, while Arlecchino is presenting everything at the face value. She doesn't keep those secrets. Well, she keeps her secrets, but she doesn't try to manipulate. I wonder what's the best way to say it. She is very straightforward. And is not very mischievous. There it is. She's not mischievous. She's very direct and bold. And unfeeling. She appears to be unfeeling. It's not like she is. So it's like again, the complete opposite of the previous knave.
In this house, some people are family and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster. Unless it's the roster of people who've been executed.
Damn. So it wasn't just a battle royale. It was a battle royale plus experimentation on children. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of forgot that the Torre kind of was taking some of the test subjects from the house.
Wait, does that mean the knave... She...
Not the current knave.
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend.
Yeah.
She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
We know who that is.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine.
No, she's telling the truth. She's a very honest and open individual. But she's so scarred by life. That's just so sad.
Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
I honestly, I'm just... I remember what she looked like when she grew up. And I'm like, I wish she was a playable character, dude. She was so beautiful.
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
For Clairvy to get rid of the curse? Maybe?
To go outside.
No.
Where the sun can find me.
Yeah. She wanted to escape her fate so badly.
That's it?
Paimon, shut
Well, that sounds easy enough.
the fuck up. Please.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What did she mean by that? Things can't be this simple.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan.
What's up?
I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
Okay, so Linny is going to be the one with Clairvy. Which means if he gets busted... And if Arlecchino, presumably if she doesn't know that Fremine hid her from her, Linny could get in trouble.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Okay, so our point is to distract her from you guys. Okay.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
How should we contact you?
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong.
Interesting.
Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done.
Yeah, I feel like she already knows everything, but she's not gonna show it. like, if Father doesn't seem to notice us, she's not gonna seem to have noticed you. She probably will notice you, but she is not gonna show it.
If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
Be careful.
You too. Okay, this is where we part. Father should be at the beach nearby.
At the beach. Okay.
I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
I'm sure it'll go well. Now will it?
Clairvy, I'd like to take you somewhere. Is that okay with you?
Sure. Where are we going?
To see the sun! What's up? Did you get your vision back?
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Yeah, he's clearly not recovered.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine.
Okay.
So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
Unfinished business is probably challenging Novelette and Clorent, right?
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
Come on.
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left.
Okay. He wanted to talk with Skirk. So they didn't have a conversation. She found him unconscious and get rid of him while he was unconscious. But she said she would pass on a message through him. So don't worry, child. She's gonna contact you.
I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Well, was she really in Fontaine? She was kind of just in the Primordial Sea and the Abyss. But yeah, I do get why he decided to come back. This was kind of like his life's mission, kind of. Because ever since he was a child, that was his driving point. He had such a traumatic experience. And he's been looking for her all these years. And to know that, oh, yeah, she appeared. You've met her again. But you were just unconscious and missed everything. That sucks.
Oh, okay, so have you found any clues?
Unfortunately, no. While the
I would
House of
imagine
the
so.
Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Well, if they are like a being from the Abyss, lingering through the Abyss, and not through the real world, that's to be expected.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found.
Yep. And as I told you, she will have a reason to meet with you quite soon, as she said. So I don't think you should worry about that.
But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
You do you, pal.
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
Yeah, balance your life, dude.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery.
Just her looking at him like you're so stupid.
And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
The old man. So he's either referring to Piero, which is most likely the case, or Pulcinella.
Project Stuja?
Stuja. Stuja basically means cold. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrator's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer.
Hating on Regrator. So, okay, we're getting some crumbs. There is a Project Stuja that Child will be involved in, and Regrator. And from Yelan's story quest, we found out that there is something that Regrator is planning to do in Liyue. So does that mean that this project is going to be in Liyue? And Child is gonna return there with Regrator? Pantalone? Any thoughts?
Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
Aren't you, like, kinda not trusting of her? But that's nice. I did want to see some interactions between Child and Linny.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well.
Oh, you too.
Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
And she's shitting on them as always. This is basically the same thing she said in the in Winter Night's Lazo.
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash talking their colleagues behind their backs. They just said it straight away.
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
I love that. Love that. Father, may I ask you when exactly are you going to leave Fontaine? Because you see, I thought maybe we could just go out sometime.
Well, we just
wanted to learn more about you.
Right. We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Well, introductions are one thing, but we could get to know each other better.
Oh, well, you see, there's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like, why do you call yourself father?
Good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that, now can we?
You're being a little secretive, aren't ya? Being a tough nut to crack.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Well, at least she didn't refuse.
Wait, don't go!
I'm still coping. If the knave leaves right now, she's sure to run into Linny and Clervy. Should I release the bird Linny gave us? No, we should try to get her talking about something else first. About House of the Hearth. What does the organization mean to you?
I'd also like to hear the answer to this.
Thank you for backing me up. Thank you.
I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser.
Aw, that's sweet.
Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
Is that gonna strike a nerve? or at least pique an interest.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Okay. Confirmation. He confirmed that the old man is Pulcinella, not Jester. Or maybe he calls them both old men, I don't know. The knave betrayed the House of the Hearth. So does that mean that what Clairvy said was true? Does the knave really treat her children like test subjects? Okay, I can agree that the animated short did kind of spoil, so we know the whole truth, and there's no like a mystery behind this to us, the viewer, so maybe it would be better to watch that animated short after the quest. We'll have to see.
Oh, wait. Did you really do something bad to those kids?
She did, but it's complicated.
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
The mighty rooster. I wonder what kind of rank he is. Actually, we probably know, don't we? I kind of forgot. Is he number 5? I feel like he's number 5.
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
So he heard that she attacked her own family, and he's very concerned about the subject of family. And so this is why he was so concerned about her.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
It's a misinterpretation.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue.
The face.
Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous.
So she's using that. Why? What's your game? What are you doing?
Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Oh. That's also something that I was thinking about. Is she really a Fontanian? I thought she was from Conria at first, but she doesn't have Pneumosia because she has a Snezhnaya vision. And also the whole thing about the Conria orphanage and the dynasties. The Eclipse dynasty and the Blood Red Moon dynasty. So what she's saying here is that she wasn't born in Fontaine. She was simply raised here in the House of the Hearth. But she was taken in from somewhere else.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
Probably because of the kids.
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all?
True.
The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
That certainly helped, but not satisfied completely. Also, I wish they made her more involved in the main Archon quest, and we had like a cutscene where she kind of touched the primordial seawater by accident, and we were like, oh no, she's gonna dissolve! But she didn't dissolve, and it would be like a plot twist, because she's not a Fontanian, but, yeah. So much for learning anything else about her betrayal. She probably only revealed that other secret in order to change the subject. It seems like she's trying to avoid talking about her past. Which means it's just not convenient for her. She doesn't want to reveal it because if she reveals her past right now, it's gonna intervene with her plans. Which means the question is, what is her plan? What is her game? Why does she want to keep that hidden?
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Yeah, that's best for her.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention. I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
She revealed more, there you go.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, she also revealed that it's not like that anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking up strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Oh no.
Okay. I get the picture.
That's funny. That's such a nice little interaction between them.
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going.
That's nice that they both share the subject of family. They would get along pretty well.
Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Okay, I'm sure it's just the lighting and the graphics being laggy, but the Traveler just lagged like Arlecchino did. There we go again.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna kill over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
She had some business to take care of.
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh,
What do you mean soon? We've been standing here for quite a while now, haven't
I'm
we?
rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about.
Oh, do you... okay.
Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
I do hope you have a pleasant breeze.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you?
I think she did.
I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
I think she did suspect, but yeah, we do owe Child for that one. If it weren't for him, she would be off.
Oh? You decided to stay a little longer? Let's take in the ocean view together, then.
If you don't mind. Where's Larvy? Clarvy, sorry.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clarvy can't go into the sunlight.
Does she disappear at the sight of sunlight?
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her.
I guess she disappears when she gets into the light.
But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished.
Yep.
I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
That's sad. That is depressing.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case.
Yeah, she simply is not able to. For some reason. I wonder then what her wish is. Like, what is the wish that would finally let her to go in peace? If it really is just to see sunlight, not to undermine her wish, but how would it be possible to do so?
Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
Not sure pushing works on a non-corporeal being. Corporeal.
Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here.
Yeah.
How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look!
Progress.
Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, Landois, Chambel, Horaire.
It's not even in the alphabetical order. We're screwed. Oh. Well, that's... Well, that's just creepy.
Oh, yikes. That Horaire guy has a huge scar on his face. He's kinda giving Paimon the creeps.
That is very creepy.
I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended.
Damn.
It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked.
Oh.
He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
I see.
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
Yeah. It's a secret organization. Well, not that secret because people know about that organization, but still. A solemn atmosphere descends.
Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I was thinking about something. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
What do you mean strange?
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filiol are a good example of that.
Yeah.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies.
Yeah.
I can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. Not all of us feel the same desire to stay here.
And, well, that's to be expected.
As members of the House
just-
of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui.
I just said the
And
same thing that
to
he
a
did.
lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for.
True.
Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud.
Yeah, and we have met some people that, well, desperately tried to get away from this life. Like Luduchka from Inazuma. And I don't remember exactly the other guy in the desert. I remember him. I remember his motives. Like, he wanted to be with the family. He was doing this for his family, for the money. But I don't remember how it resolved. I don't remember if he died or not.
People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filiol and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filiol and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs.
True. If she said them something that she said to us, then it would put these children that grew up in this house but don't want to be a part of the Fatui and a part of this house more wary and more worried about their lives. It would make them more cautious and more scared for their lives.
She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
I mean, if they were already skeptical about this whole thing, and that it would make sense. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for.
True.
Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
Yeah.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
So you know about it. What's up?
Whoa. Hold on a second.
Okay. So the thing they were talking about earlier that will happen in like a month, which is concerning. A month? Is it a real month that's gonna be happening next patch? Hopefully. So the children of the house will also be gathering for that project. In Snezhnaya.
What's this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either.
Even they don't know.
I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrator have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future.
That's concerning. So, they are setting up Regrator, Pantalone, and Rooster Pulcinella for a project. So clearly, Jester is not involved in this. The old man is not the Jester, it's the Rooster. Which means we're probably going to deal with them next. But I don't know. We are very close to Natlan. And in Natlan, we are presumably going to see Captain. Because we have the intel that he was going to Natlan. He's probably in the Natlan right now, trying to take the Gnosis. Perhaps we will also meet Columbina there, maybe. Subject to change. But there's also people like Pantalone and Pulcinella that Arlecchino was calling them people who like to stay in the comfort of their homeland. People that don't get out much. Let's just say it like that. So, the question is, where are we going to meet them? In Snezhnaya? Or in some other region? I would imagine that we will meet Pulcinella in Snezhnaya because he's the mayor. But I'm not sure about Regrator. I still think that Regrator will play his part in Liyue.
Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Interesting.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
But wait. No, it can be, it can be. If this Project Stuja really is connected to Pulcinella and Pantalone, it shouldn't have anything to do with the Gnosis. Or at least no C's, all 7 of them. At first I thought, like, they are planning this Project Stuja after obtaining the 6th Gnosis. Which means they are probably already planning something for when they are going to get the Natlan's Gnosis, the Pyro Gnosis. And this was actually my theory, that the reincarnation, or not the reincarnation, but revival in Natlan has something to do with the fact that we are going to get the last Gnosis. At least Fatui are going to get the last Gnosis, but we are going to see it. It's going to be the last Gnosis. That's it. And since Capitano is taking care of it, I'm sure they are confident that the Gnosis is theirs already. Hence why I thought for a second that Project Stuja may be like a preparation for getting all the 7 Gnosis. And whatever they are going to do with it. Like a revival of the Descender. But because the Jester is not involved in this, I don't think that's the case. I think it's something else. If it was something like that, this huge, a revival... well, not necessarily the revival, but something that has to do with all the Gnosis, the Jester would be a part of it, definitely.
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience.
True.
Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan
Also
isn't
true.
exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
So this organization is mostly out of their control. That's interesting. I thought House of the Hearth was like fully under their control. Looks like the Fatui are plotting something big, but given how little Linny and the others seem to know about it, I probably won't be able to learn much. They are planning something big. That most likely doesn't have anything to do with the No-Seas. I should keep an eye out during any future dealings with the Fatui to see what I can learn.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying, and that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions.
And betrayals.
I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filiol and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks,
I'm
Genshin.
always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all. Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Linny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you?
I've seen the trailer, Paimon.
She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
Have we ever seen her smile, actually? I don't remember. I'm also afraid of her. You can just hide behind me.
Trust is ever, Traveler.
Yeah, Clairvy.
Look over there!
Clairvy? What's she doing over there?
Quick, let's catch up with her before anyone sees!
Running around. Come on. I'm coming for you. Clairvy, come here.
Over there!
Oh. I'm sorry, Doggo. Apologies.
Oh, where is she going?
Where am I going?
These are toast!
I almost fell. She's going outside. Where Eleni showed her. Oh, it's nighttime. I think she will be able to get out. Maybe. Because there's no sunlight.
Oh, look!
Yeah,
She stopped!
she's out. Kinda. The moon.
window while no one was looking.
That reminds me that from that scene where Clarify and Pierre were looking through a window at the night sky, which she definitely have seen sunlight before. We've seen in that animated short that they have been outside, but they have been surrounded by walls, mind you, but they were outside.
Look how pretty the outside is.
Window.
If only I could have more than this.
It is very pretty, isn't it?
You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right?
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that?
Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision.
Even so, I just want to help you guys.
Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. Including me.
Which is crazy. Because she is the daughter of the knave.
As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value.
Ew.
Handed over to the doctor.
Ew.
Experimented on.
No.
And given a fate worse than death.
No.
I've seen it happen again and again. And
There
I've
it is
had
again.
enough.
There it is again. No.
You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother.
There it is. There it is.
Mother?
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again.
That's right. You tell her.
If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Harry. There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling.
Connect the dots. Connect the
It
dots.
almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
I'm not sure either. She's a spirit. It could be anything. Yeah, it seems like she sees us as other children from the house from that time, from that period that she had encountered.
Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer. She looks so young, but it seems like she's been through a lot.
It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora.
Not the
It's
aurora.
supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight.
I'd love to see it someday.
Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot.
Oh yeah, Mother likes her a lot.
I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her.
Who wouldn't be?
What should I do?
After some time, Clary seems to come back to herself.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, Let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
Yeah, I can understand why people be upset at
All right,
seeing the
looks like we're all
animation
here.
before doing this.
Let's go ahead with the plan.
I would have also appreciated if they didn't show it before this, so I could have, like, room to speculate. Because now we just know everything. It's, Before we do that, I have a question.
Oh? What is it?
Have the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's
That's
super
right.
dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
That's right, we did.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set
Interesting.
the stage for a successful partnership.
Interesting. We get to know more about the Harbingers and interactions between them.
I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth.
Wouldn't he like to do that?
Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
On herself? Or Clairvy?
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together.
It probably has something to do with Arlecchino and her curse. Maybe.
The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
That's cute how they put their hand on their heart together.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how we would even face you guys.
We should ask about Mother.
It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
You're not gonna ask about Mother, are you? Okay, let's focus on the plan for now.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her.
She spent the whole night there.
Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. Be on your guard, everyone. All right, let's get to it.
All right. Tension increases.
Where are we going today?
Let's try somewhere further away this time.
You're still enjoying the breeze, Father?
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
Did you?
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions?
So she has something to ask us.
Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
Of course she knew, of course.
Us? Distract you? Good one. But,
We would never.
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you
You're
accompany me
stupid.
somewhere?
You stupid. Okay, I love that. Yeah, you didn't think... She surely was like, yeah, you didn't think this through. Do you need some more time to think how to respond to my question? But she really doesn't seem to mind to be distracted.
Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
Oh. Well, that's not concerning at all.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
What a nice weather today, huh? So how... You know everything then?
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient.
I expected as much.
Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Marmonia.
Palais Marmonia? Oh, right. I forgot that she's gonna have a conversation with Nivelette.
Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
What should we do?
What do you think?
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
We should release the vision that Lenny gave us. It would let him know that Father knows.
Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Marmonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
We really don't have any other options. Guess all we can do is take it one step at a time.
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Linny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
Yep. Gambare. Is she really going to be waiting for us outside Palais Marmonia? Before talking to Nivelette?
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait.
Okay, so she has the time, okay.
I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately.
Sure seems to be so.
No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Well, at least she doesn't discriminate.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
There's really no other way to solve the issue?
I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives.
Interesting.
As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
Yep.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer.
Ah, you're so generous, Father.
If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all
She even knows
evidence
of
of their
Clairvy.
wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove.
Wow. That... fascinating. I predicted that she knows about Clervy. And that the fact that they are hiding her from her. But she's outright saying, oh, if they dispose of the evidence, I don't have anything to prove my suspicion with. And in that case, they will go unpunished. Because if there's no proof, they didn't do anything. She's giving them the solution. She's trying to give them an excuse to keep them alive.
If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe.
We'll hold you to it. It's a deal then.
Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time.
Yeah, we did seem to lose our little bird. Yes, sorry for the inconvenience, and thank you for returning it to the rightful owners.
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it permanently.
Yeah, it's so nice of you.
Wait, where did you get that?
We're screwed.
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand.
She clearly knows what she's doing. She's...
I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned.
Yep.
Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
She really is like a spider that has all of us in her net, that controls the situation perfectly. Has everything under control. That is scary. I'm coming for you, Nicolette. Yavi. Knock knock. That was smooth. That was a smooth entrance. If she walked into my house like that, I'm not gonna continue.
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Oh, you have some nice tables.
I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go.
That's interesting. So she is also going for this Project Stuja, I assume.
It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Are we gonna see it? Please don't hide it from us. Please. They aren't gonna show it to us, aren't they? Are they? Care for some... Oh. Never mind.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy.
All right.
A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
That's funny.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Yeah, kind of. Not fully, but kind
Your
of.
words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
Tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
Well, that's ominous.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine.
As in, all the children?
And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
What? They were planning to do that either way, aren't they? For Project Stuja. Interesting. Is she saying like, either I'm misunderstanding her words, or she knows that she will have to withdraw her forces for this project, and she's just using it. She's portraying that this will only happen if the requirements are met. As in, she's using that situation for her benefit.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe. I love that he perfectly knows who was behind all that. I think Tartuffe is the guy from the teaser.
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing.
Oh, but Neuvillette knows.
Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
Yep.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
Neuvillette be like, don't try to bribe me with water. Nuh-uh. But he got bribed. For shame.
I believe I've told you before that my emotions easily resonate with those of others. Yet in the few meetings I've had with that Harbinger, I haven't been able to sense any aspect of her emotional state. Her mind is like a still body of water. Who knows what darkness lies in its depths, and the lack of ripples on the surface gives nothing away.
Yep.
It's unclear whether this is her natural state of being, or whether it's an incredible strength of will that gives her the ability to master her emotions. Either scenario, however, suggests she is a very dangerous individual. I do not expect an explanation as to why you two are by her side. Whatever your reasoning, I would only advise you to take caution.
Thank you for trusting us, Miss Monsoon. The being that's whole thing is resonating with others' emotions. Wasn't able to do that.
What exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
It's okay, Paimon, I will explain later.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay.
Oh?
Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
No, I've got my glasses mustache on. The knave may seem relaxed, but she doesn't seem to be joking earlier when she said those who betrayed the organization must pay with their lives. I think she's serious about punishing those kids. How should we stop her? No, there's something else we should figure out first. While we were talking in front of the Palais Marmonia, she mentioned Clervy's name. Does that mean she knew where Clervy was this entire time? Maybe she even anticipated how Lini and the others were going to act. That were my thoughts from the beginning. She wasn't doing much. She wasn't even investigating the House of the Hearth itself. The house. The building. She was just standing there and waiting, knowing that about the whole situation that was going on. That's the guy with the scar.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright?
Aren't you supposed to be dead?
Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
Is he one like Ludochka and tried to escape? You should run further, my dude.
Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper. On the house.
On the house? He looks kind of familiar for some reason. Come on, Trevor, connect the
You don't have
dots.
to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Busted. Too late.
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
It would be just terrible and awful and badass if she just killed him right here and there.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora, it's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
I'll take 3 papers. Here. Your payment.
Oh! Thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out. Goodbye!
I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
I feel like that guy's going to die.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer? Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
Looks like Paimon is trying her best to buy us more time. If we head back now, I doubt Lini and the others will have made any progress. What should we do?
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless.
Well...
That being said, I could be persuaded to give Lini some extra time. I just have one condition.
What's the condition?
If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Clairvy, are you not? And my relationship to her.
What do you want?
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
Is she gonna ask us to be by Lini's side?
You
Maybe?
overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
You know what? Sure.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
So what is it that you want?
Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
There is no way. They did this again. Fontaine is a blue ball arc.
Okay, sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
Blue because it's water.
That is for you to decide.
We accept your condition, even though
Then
I
we have a
don't
deal.
know what it is.
Follow me.
So we agreed, but you didn't answer our questions. I am so confused. To the nameless ruins. Oh no, are we going there? Oh no, we are going there. The time has come. This is exactly the place where the previous knave died. And the place where we are going to fight the current knave.
What is this place?
You're about to know.
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble.
Yep. It's interesting that the rubble is also floating. As if it was blown up by the Institute. With their gravity stuff.
No one comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you.
So she is going to tell us everything, okay.
It was before I became a Harbinger. And before Lini and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Why?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning.
Please do. That's something we don't know.
Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth.
Crucibina.
From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children.
I was calling her Crucabena. Crucibina. Okay.
Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house.
Yep.
Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose.
As test subject, I would assume.
They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
You'd think.
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there
No
was
one believed
one
her.
exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
And that is your name.
Wait,
Gary?
the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now.
For now.
Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed.
That sucks, man.
There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will.
That's so sad that her wish was actually to become an actual mother. And to be different.
Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Perouer weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever.
She didn't see a way out.
It was during this time that Perouer suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself.
It's interesting how Perouer is the one standing beside the open window, and Clairvy is facing away from it.
Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success.
She was kind of dog-shit, honestly. She was very, very weak.
Clairvy never gave another reason, but Perouer could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
Death.
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Perouer. The very person that had stood by her side all those years.
It was a duel.
It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Perouer end her life. From that moment on, Perouer's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success.
Yep.
It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness.
Okay, wait a moment. Yes, rather.
She was unsettled, and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the person at the very top?
Crucibina, you mean? But...
Yeah.
Correct. This is the place where Perouer killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared.
That's interesting. Because the place where they fought, I mean, Perouer and Clairvy, I think it was also ruined. It was in ruins. But the place where she fought the mother, it was like a completely normal building. Interesting.
The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules.
Fair.
Perouer won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Perouer. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
This was your story just as much as Clairvy's.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now, does bring back memories.
I would imagine so.
After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father.
Yeah, we know why.
And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
The Clervy we met, though, who is she exactly?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clervy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clervy we met... Was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse.
Okay.
My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume.
Oh. So there is also a shadow of Crucibina.
Of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clervy is a very special case.
That's concerning. That she has a power that absorbs. Kind of absorbs, like remembers everyone she killed. It really is like a Grim Reaper, in a sense.
Clervy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well.
Yeah.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
True.
Lose 10 years' worth, however. And it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
Do you wish that?
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clervy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So how do we get her to rest?
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clervy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives. But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen.
Yeah. Spread misinformation.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
Yeah.
Your attempts to expose Clervy to sunlight.
Is she
They
even
failed.
knows?
Yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clervy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. And it is this very perception that traps her there.
Yeah.
But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Fair enough.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way?
What is the reason for her to stay in this state? She will only cause trouble for the house, and, well, she's not even a real person anymore.
So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
Well, that's true.
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must
Damn.
be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share. Because that is how a household should be run.
Oh, we had a sight.
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow.
Emotions.
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall.
Oh. Oh, that's convenient.
I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Let's get this over with then.
Here they are, Father.
And there's Clarvey.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me.
Damn faults, you a snitch, for real, for real.
Lenny!
Clarvey.
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time. But I
She's
still
standing in the
failed.
shadow.
I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh?
Because her wish is probably this. Standing right in front of her.
Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clarvey.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Oh, good.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
She's going to frame me?
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
Among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Yeah, you're dead. So long. Sorry.
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Bye.
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Oh, okay. She wants to flick her fingers so bad, but once she does, they are dead.
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clarvey. You were using all those things Clarvey brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
Oh, that's hard. That's difficult.
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences. I'm sorry, Chaplot. Foltz. I'm sorry, Father. We accept our punishment.
Chaplot, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Is it time?
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been. So please, Father, please reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
They are standing up for themselves against her. I guess this is going to be like a test.
Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Linny.
You can do it, Linny. Draw your weapons.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
Pick a card.
Letting the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that? If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed. Hey, are you listening?
Is executing them really what she wants?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Back then, she never actually answered my question. But that makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way the knave will lose on purpose. Although...
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
That's clever. That's clever.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
You stay out of it, Paimon.
Traveler?
I'd like to see for myself what the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers can do.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
If that's okay.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your
Jesus.
all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Alright. Let's get to it then. The time has come. Oh. It's like... No. Not that soundtrack.
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
You're very creepy, you know that?
With these rising flames!
Watch out for Father's movements!
Closer now. Back at ya! Hands where I can see 'em!
Shoot.
With these rising flames! Is it my turn now?
I love this little thing. Nope. This metal is so awesome.
To ashes! Now that's more like it. Laid bare.
Get in gear!
I think we are getting
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory. Now's our chance.
She will be healed.
Looking at the moon. Transfixed. Is it my turn now? Look at you. Trapped like a bunch of helpless ants.
You alright? You asked for it!
Power losing. With these rising flames!
Get in gear!
There's still... Oh.
Who's next?
Okay. This beat is awesome.
Spare your energy. Watch out for Father's movements. This is where, like a fly tangled in a web. With these Please rise
Hang in there.
flames.
Okay.
Closer now.
All right. Nope.
Get in gear!
Wait.
Spare your energy.
Nope.
Running is of little use.
Shit.
Who's next? And voila! Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Over here.
Oh god. Here's the transformation. Ooh, the piano. And the vocals. Cinder of the Two Worlds.
The kindness has been seared away. My blade is all that remains. Eyes on me! Shine down! Illusion shattered! Your punishment made manifest. There is now's our chance.
Over here.
Wait. Oh, that was supposed to happen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The piano dude. That is so sick. He was trying to protect.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh shit.
Oh, I know.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Father!
Yeah. Saw this coming.
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Oh god. Oh shit. She trapped all of them. All of us. Oh, the organ. Uh-oh.
Father, no!
The dual blade! Come on!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
Get back or I will use the hydro gun. What?
A crimson moon?
Oh my god.
I can't move.
She's so terrifying.
Still Still,
His pupils
not
are
strong enough to beat
shaking.
me.
Oh, damn. That was terrifying. I really did lose. Without a healer, that's... Ugh.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
That's how it ends? Brother,
are you alright?
Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution.
okay.
Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved.
Interesting. So it's her flames.
Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away.
That's concerning.
If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization.
Wow. No wonder we had to talk about memories. And the fact that you become not a different person, but your young self. Whoa. That is so merciful of her. Is this what she was working with Doctor for? To create this elixir that erases memories?
In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
So that means the young man that I thought looked familiar, the one selling newspapers outside the Polymarmonia, he must have been the same guy, the same horror we saw on the list of executions. He wasn't killed at all.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
No, if my understanding of the Knave is right, she really thinks of that as killing him. The horror that lived in the House of the Hearth is dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living out his life with his beloved. That is so interesting. Is that happening with all of them? All the children that under her wing? Even so, it's much better than actually ending their lives.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important.
Yeah.
Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so... I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Remember what I taught you is a crazy thing to say after erasing a memory.
Of course. I'll remember.
Before erasing a memory.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Wow. That is unexpectedly merciful.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Fultz, Elwar, take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours.
Oh. She gives them the option to do so.
Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
That changed my perspective on her so much.
Father.
Let's go.
Not a word in.
Here, grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
And now she will be able to say her
Clairvy.
goodbyes. During the night. She sat down.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time.
Yeah.
You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up?
Oh, so she actually understands that she's grown up.
Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
Neither. You died,
Damn.
Clairvy.
Okay.
That's what happened.
That's straightforward.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
Hey, if this really is Clairvy's younger self, then I would say she's probably had enough lies.
Oh. Okay then.
Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that?
Well, I think she has been ready for it for a while.
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate.
That is ironic, isn't it?
At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon.
To the moon.
You often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you.
Yes, she did.
If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization.
That's
In
what she
return,
meant.
They will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past.
That's what she meant by clearing the tainted waters.
Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really?
Are we gonna get like her pendant or something? So we can travel with it together and quote unquote show her the world?
Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight.
Maybe even 4. Whoa! Okay. Talk about the land of Anemo, nation of freedom.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard.
Really now?
Playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom? Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
That strikes a chord. For a content creator. Yeah. It is nice. You have to truly love doing what you do. To continue to do it, even when no one is there to witness, to watch you do it. But you still keep doing it. Because you enjoy. You love it.
Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before.
Crazy, isn't it?
If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses.
Wow.
One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother.
You should buy yourself 2, then. That sounded wrong.
It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either.
Well, she can't accept.
I guess I just have to
Sorry.
keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
That's what I was saying. Just a very, very poor choice of words.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like?
Like humans wearing masks. And kitsune with tails and ears.
I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
Well, yeah, he has a scary painting behind him when he uses his ult.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying.
You bet you can.
I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
You tell Clarvey all about the various nations you visited. Eventually,
The situation was super dangerous.
Come to
Lenny and
Fontaine.
Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles.
3 days later.
Oh no! That must have been hard for all of you. What happened next?
Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly. All thanks to
Again,
Detective
with the
Paimon,
glasses.
of course.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
Ahem. Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
And Traveler can now talk to Arlecchino alone. Clarvey is listening really intently to Paimon's story about our time in Fontaine. She seems really happy, like all her troubles have been forgotten. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been able to truly relax. But I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
As time passes, she'll probably forget everything we've told her, and go back to being that scared little girl who could only hide in the shadows. Huh. I was so busy thinking, I almost didn't notice the sun has risen. Another cutscene? Yeah.
Clarvey, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
And the petals of Luminous Bells. It's...
Clarvey.
She was sitting in the shadows this whole time.
She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
You should have been faster.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid.
You decided to not to say them.
I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures. But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye.
You could have taken some time for yourself and take some time from us.
Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Yeah. Oh.
Father?
He rushed back.
It's Linny! Hey, Linny!
And the others.
What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filial and the others have left the house.
What about yours?
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house.
Yeah.
Yet you seem to have different ideas. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family.
That's what you saw in him.
You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel.
True.
I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time.
Wow.
Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I wanted to see the interaction between these two for quite a while. Especially when I found out that Lainey was supposed to be her successor. And knowing the reason why, it brings a smile to my face.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities.
You would say so? Judging by that kick, I'm not sure.
Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
Let's go! That's right. We're gonna be standing against them.
Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us.
That's awesome.
At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain.
Wow. Just wow. That means that we've got another organization on our hands that is going to go against the Fatui in the future. That's interesting that she doesn't see the bigger picture. Not that she doesn't see it, but she doesn't look at it intentionally. She doesn't concern herself with the gods, with Celestia and all of that. She is just trying to have a nice family together. Her only concern is the House of the Hearth. And the only danger to it, I'm not sure if it's the only one, but the danger she's trying to get rid of is Fatui and Snezhnaya.
As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment.
The camaraderie.
No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
That's not it. Wait until 2 days later. This is probably the day when she leaves Fontaine. My whole party is dead. I was this close to dying. Oh my god. How did I survive that? How in the hell? One, two, and let the morning. Wow. That really was something. That cutscene, bro. That was an amazing cutscene. There was so much going on. I'm gonna have to rewatch it like, multiple times. But it was great stuff. Especially the scene with the crimson moon behind her. And even Ether he mentioned the crimson moon. So he knows the significance.
Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them.
Let's go. Hotel Bouffe d'été. I'm still a little upset that we didn't get to see the actual House of the Hearth, and it was everything was going on in Poisson.
Lynette, Fremine, how are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I am overwhelmed with information and emotions too. I'm right as rain.
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over.
I think I will be bedridden forever if she didn't decide to spare me.
Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone?
Yeah, she reached a satisfactory ending. She reached her dream.
Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
We bid her farewell under a blanket of sunlight. Her wish has been fulfilled.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy.
She told
Actually,
you.
I've met Crusabina before.
We thought about that. We thought that Fremine was in the house before, when Crusabina was still in power.
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the
year
year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth.
A year, a whole ass year. Wow. Yeah, the animated short didn't portray that as... Yo.
Crusabina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crusabina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files.
Yeah.
With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments,
I figured.
Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
That kind of reminds me of Dia's dad.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crusabina or Clairvy.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
Yeah, that's interesting that she decided to tell them everything now.
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it.
Wow.
The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now.
even though it would have been a positive influence, she still decided to not tell them about it.
And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Don't think about it. She saved you in the end.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together.
True.
But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home.
Yeah.
We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Just invite us back as guests and we'll call it even.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filial and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently.
Of course they did.
They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. Wow, this was fantastic. Amazing. We got a fireplace of the house. Oh.